What is up, guys, Twister GA, and today we are going to the Cathedral of the Deep. This is actually one of my least favorite areas, at least in the first playthrough, because of the amount of assassin type enemies. There's so many traps. The area is so freaking long, and the boss is so anticlimactic to everything you've been leading up. That's why I didn't like the area very much. It's kind of boring, and it's a long ass place to go. It basically has two different areas that you need to get through just to get to the boss, and one bonfire. So we made it to the first bonfire of the two bonfires that we need to get to. This bonfire, it's just kind of there. There's too many bonfires in this game, in my opinion. We have this bonfire immediately after the other bonfire, and then after this is another bonfire. I don't even know why this bonfire is even here. This area isn't too hard, except for like the two guys that are a little bit hard to kill, which you'll see in this video. But other than that, I don't really see a reason for there to be a bonfire here and then a bonfire immediately after this. Just too many bonfires in my opinion. Anyway, we've got this assassin guy here, so we've got to... I'm surprised he's not even attacking me here, even though I missed. You'd think he'd be attacking me, but for some reason he's not. But we are going to go ahead and take him out. But interestingly enough, he doesn't drop anything when you kill him. Probably because he's protecting the treasure behind him, so he doesn't need to drop anything. But the guy ahead that you'll see in a little bit, he actually does drop something. So we got a Paladin's Ashes. Now apparently these are Paladin Leroy's Ashes from Dark Souls 1. Anyway, we are going to keep on going forward and get the other enemy that's going to be staying around here. So we're going to go ahead and sneak around. We're going to be very, very quiet. We're going to sneak around and we're going to get this guy. But as you see, I have no clue where I'm going. So I just decided to go up the stairs instead and get him from here. Now this guy can be a big pain in the ass if you're not too strong. Because he can... he's normally... If you're not using a greatsword, he does not take much damage. He has high poise, it seems. And greatsword is able to take care of that, but if a normal straight sword is gonna be a hard time, because he does parry a lot. He's pretty smart, and he blocks a lot, and also has basically infinite stamina. This area was kind of interesting the first time I went through it, as it kind of reminded me a little bit, for some reason, about a World War I kind of battlefield, just because there are people shooting at you, and you can hide in these trenches type thing. So I don't know why, that just reminded me of World War I. Kind of this trenches and people getting shot up in no man's land, things like that. But over here you could hide behind these things right here. Normally there wouldn't be as many dogs as I am getting followed by. There's a crap load of dogs. That one, I don't even know if you guys noticed, but if you look back in the video, you can see one of the dogs just teleports in front of me. And either he teleports or he spawns randomly in front of me. Go back and check it and you'll see that for some reason he just pops out of nowhere. And we are going to go ahead and go forward. We now have made it to the main bonfire, and this bonfire basically connects to everything that we need to go in this level. Now, I will show you guys a little bit ahead where you'll be able to find, what was his name? Sigurd of Katarina. Here you can find him later on in the storyline, but just so you guys know, if you guys missed him, that's one of his trickiest spots that he's in, and it can be easily missed if you're not paying close enough attention. Yes, I didn't pay attention either. The first time I beat this level, I came back and I was like, oh, what the hell, he's still here? But by that time I had missed basically his storyline opportunities, and I messed up. Anyway, these guys are pretty different. They kind of explode on you. This is the only area that I noticed that they do this in, so as long as you're careful in this area, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now here, later on, we see like this zombie area, which, that's why this area, the Cathedral of the Deep, has three basic areas. You go through the start with the first bonfire where you fight those two knights, and then the dogs and people shooting at you, which I said kind of reminds me of World War I. You got this zombie area, which has a lot of great swords and a couple of items, but not too many things. But this is basically a zombie area. And then there's the inside of the cathedral, which is really, really long. So this area seems to be probably in my opinion the biggest area in Dark Souls 3, and it is my least favorite area. It's just like I said in the beginning, I just don't like the enemies that are put in this area very much. They're kind of annoying. But we got the greatsword and the fading soul, and now we can run and don't stay around and fight them, as they will spawn infinitely. So not stay. This one always traps you, so make sure to kill him too. And we are out. Now, if you befriended the giant earlier on, like I showed you in my playthrough, he won't shoot anything at you in here. Instead, he'll shoot the enemies. So that's a little bit of a tip. So that's another reason you should befriend him, is he won't shoot you here, and you can pick up all this loot with no trouble. Another good tip that you guys should have is that these things right here can be killed with fire, or at least they can be stunned with fire. Here I'm trying to do with the Sacred Flame, which takes way too long, but I was just trying to have some fun and see if I could do it, but I'm like, oh hell, there is no way to get them with that Sacred Flame, or at least I couldn't do it. So I tried again, but nope, he just does not let you. And you do get infected by maggots. If you have the torch, just pull out the torch and the maggots will die, and you won't have the bleed problem. But you can, if you don't have pyromancy, then just throwing a firebomb is good enough, and I will show off right here. As it basically stuns the enemy for like a second, and then that gives you almost enough time to kill him, and then you can just throw another firebomb again, and then you'll have it for sure. Here I'm checking to see if I have the torch, but I did not have it. So whatever, I'm just gonna use the 20 firebombs that you honestly never ever use besides this area and these enemies. So I had a bunch of them stored up. Here we go. With one firebomb, he rolls around on the ground because he's on fire, and then you're able to kill him. So that's a little tip for you guys. The firebomb will take care of these guys for you. Moving on really far ahead, we get to the area that I most hate in this place, and this is why I basically hate this area, just because of this area right here. And that's these. There's 3 guys here. There's 1 guy behind you, and the farther you go, the more little assassin things that come out, and I absolutely hate the assassin things. They are my most hated enemy, just because of how fast they move, how much damage they can do. They're a big pain in the ass. I'm not gonna pick that up by item because 2 of them will spawn right there. But these guys over here aren't too hard, and I prefer to fight big enemies than those stupid little assassin things. You guys can tell how much I actually hate them, because I completely hate this area just because of them. They made me hate the area so much. There's just too many of them, and I don't like fighting too many enemies at the same time, especially when their movements aren't very smart. They're so overwhelmingly high amount of them. But you can see their shadows right there. One thing that you will see me try around here is that I know there's a shortcut somewhere, but I don't remember where it was. It's actually later on, but I'm like, okay, maybe I can fall down there and take no fall damage if I equip the cat ring. Which you see me equipped right around here. Oh no, the ring of sacrifice first, so I don't lose all my souls. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can use the cat ring to take no fall damage. So silver cat ring, and you're gonna see, guys, that does not work. I definitely do not recommend this. I thought I could land down there because you can see it. I don't see why you wouldn't, but nope, you die. So I ended up picking up my souls, and now we're going on ahead. This is the little bridge stupid thing here that I hate so much. I'm gonna get in here, and we gotta kill this big guy first. Before we fight 20 little small guys. There's like 20 of them. There's never ending amount of them. They're so annoying. I hate them, and you can't just stun him like this because they're so fast. I can't just easily stun him. I can't use my cheap movement with my greatsword, which is a pain in the ass. And right here, you guys will see him. There's one right here. Luckily, I can one-shot him now, but on my first game, I definitely could not. It took like 3 shots to kill each of them. There's 2 here, and there'll be more in there, and they take forever. Sometimes they can just stun you to death, which is a big annoyance. But let's keep going on till we get to the actual parish. So if you have played the game or haven't played the game, I don't know, you guys might know that there is a giant around here. He's a big pain in the ass later on, and there is a lot of items by him. So this is the easiest place to kill him. You can shoot him with arrows. That'll take way too long, in my opinion. So instead, what you could do is you hit his hands every time he slams him down with the sword. And in my case, I'm gonna use a Fume Knight, and I mess up a lot of times. I'm not gonna show you guys all the hits because it took a long time. But this is the easiest and safest way to fight him. Is just hit his hands and kill him here, and then you won't have to deal with him downstairs. Having dealt with the giant upstairs, now we can cross this area much easier. We're going to kill those slugs, and we're going to go ahead, and as you can see, there is no giant here. We killed him. I can walk around this area really nice, and most of the time, you will die in this area a lot until you figure out the timing or how to get around him quick, but we didn't have the problem as we were able to get around. Now here I just used the Sacred Flame just to see how much damage I could do. I actually had this done to me on a PvP. I completely forgot that the Sacred Flame was an item in the game, and this guy, I was fighting him, I was slashing him, and he's like, he's not doing anything, he's just standing there, and then he stabs me with the Sacred Flame. I was like, oh, damn it. I forgot that item exists, and he one-shotted me, which was so dumb of me to get caught like that.
That's pretty cool.
But I am trying to use it on the MCC. I don't think it would actually ever work in PvP as it's so slow, and the only reason that guy caught me is because I completely forgot about it. But what are the chances that everybody would forget about it? Anyway, here we're going to go and fight this Mimic, which it is a Mimic. Mimics are a pain in the ass. They're so annoying. And I missed that completely. I accidentally moved my my sword around. And Mimics can be a huge pain in the ass. They're so strong. And he actually grabs me there, but luckily he's not able to kill me with the bites. And normally they kill you, almost always kill you, but luckily I had enough health. I had more than enough health. That's one of the things that makes this New Game Plus much easier. It's just that they can't kill you as easily as they could earlier. They just don't, their damage doesn't seem to scale as much. But we've got a Divine Tome for Miracles from him. Later on, we got this huge knight. We were able to get the Sacred Flame from him and almost get him, but not enough damage. So we are going to kill him anyway. We are going to go into the room next, which actually does include a trap, and it only has a little ember in it, but the enemy that drops from the trap actually has an item with him, and he's not too hard if you're this strong as I am. But what you do is you hit him, and now he's stunned, and then you can kill him. I actually double stunned him, but he didn't have enough health, and we got the Aldrich Sapphire. So normally I would delete this stuff right here, which is just me backtracking to an area where I fell off from. I didn't die, but I fell from it. And I'm just backtracking just to show you guys where this shortcut is. I had a hard time finding this shortcut in my first time. I actually had to watch a couple videos and be like, where the hell is this shortcut? As it's one of the doors in the bonfire room. And in my opinion, it was kind of hidden. You don't really notice the way to get to it that easily. Because you're so distracted, you fall down from one of the areas and then you forget about it. So we are going to go ahead and show you guys exactly where it is. So you get past this sludge, you're going over here, and you are going to go into the first door right there.
It's okay though. Yeah.
And then instead of taking the right, which is the way you normally take, you would take normally, you go to the left. And there is the door right there. There's two doors, one of them is bonfire and one of them leads upstairs. So let's go on upstairs. So one's upstairs, you kill the enemy right there. And then you go to the left, instead of dropping down there, you go to the left and you climb these stairs. And we are going to go into another area, which includes a couple of items, a ring, and I can't remember what else. Oh yeah, the Rosaria Maria Covenant. And that Covenant actually breaks one of your NPC storyline quests, but it also helps you continue with one of the storyline quests from Littlefinger. Was it Little? I can't remember what his name was. Not Littlefinger, but one of the guys. The NPC that gave me the Red Eye Orb. But it will destroy a series of the Sunless Realms storyline quest, so that's kind of annoying. So let's go on and find her, the Covenant. So once you're upstairs, you want to go on these little bridges. These giant knights are kind of a pain in the ass to fight, and they're kind of hard, but you can just run past them like I will right here. And right there you see a little place that you can jump down to it. You lose a lot of health, so make sure you have full health, and then jump down here. And there we go. Now we can find the Covenant, which will be necessary for one of the quest storylines. So we're gonna go ahead and kill these guys. Lots of guys spawn. They're not too hard. They don't deal too much damage. They're one shot for me at least. Farther on, you find her, and this is the Covenant. You give him their Red Phantom Covenant, so it's invading Opera Pale Tongues, and if you Opera 1 later on in the storyline, she will be killed by one of the people in Firelink Shrine, and that's how you'll be able to continue his quest. We'll be doing that later on, as I tried it. I gave her one Pale Tongue and it didn't work, so I assume we have to keep going on with our storyline. Also, here is where you would meet, right here is where you would meet, I think it was Pete, wielding Katarina Knight armor, and he fakes that he's a Katarina Knight and he makes you fall. But I didn't actually find him correctly. I don't know if it's from this side or the other side, actually. I think it's from the other side that you're supposed to meet him, but I'm not quite sure, as I've never been able to meet him because I don't know how to correctly follow the right here. He's supposed to be on here, I guess, because everybody's saying liar. But I just don't know how to get to him correctly. So sorry I wasn't able to get you exactly how to start his questline, but you don't really need to find him here. You can find him later on. And we are going to open this big door just to have another shortcut to the bonfire. So here we find Sigurd. After going around the area where I was just at, you come back here and he will be in this well. And he will be asking if anybody's there. To get him out of his well, you just buy his Katarina Knight armor from Pete, and to get Pete to appear, you get the the key from the tower behind Firelink Shrine, which you can buy from the Shrine Handmaiden, and Pete will play a little. Once you go in, you'll get trapped, and then you come back to Firelink Shrine, and he will be there. I'll show you guys later on how to get to it, but that just so you guys know how to get there before my video comes out, if you're interested in that. Now let's keep going to the boss fight. Now the Deacons of the Deep are kind of a pain, not a pain in the ass, kind of a bad boss in my opinion. They were a really unfortunate boss. They were kind of boring. They don't really feel like they should be a boss. They feel like, I don't know, they should just be an NPC. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't feel like it's cool enough to be a boss. It just kind of, I mean, storyline wise, it's fine, you know, with the story, but this is one case where the story affected the gameplay in a negative way, not in a positive way. Most of the time in this game, the story does affect the game in a positive way, but not in this boss. This boss is just so boring. It's just fighting NPCs over and over again, which isn't anywhere near exciting and not really that fun. So, but all you have to do is just kill the guy in red, and that's all you have to do for this boss fight. Just kill the guy in red. Not too exciting, kind of a boring boss fight. I think I'll finish this video a bit earlier because, like I said, the Deacons of the Deep and the Cathedral of the Deep is just such a boring area. Not a really exciting area in my opinion, just a bunch of traps and a very disappointing boss fight. After 50%, around 50% health, this guy will summon and you just have to kill him. Anyway, I think I'll end the video here. Thanks for watching, guys. Actually, I do have a little clip at the very end with Ceres to the Summoner's Realm. If you did give the Rosaria Fingers Covenant a pale tongue, she will be disappointed and that will break her questline. So if you want to follow her questline, don't give the pale tongue, but you won't be able to beat another character's questline. So that's your choice, which character you want to beat. Yeah, anyway, I'll show you that.
It's the weapon I deserve, but not the one I need right now.
Your path is wholly different to mine. Gentle unkindled, I bid you farewell. If we meet again, it will be as adversaries.
I can block magic.